You've been told that babies don't remember anything, that what happens in the first year doesn't really stick, that they're too small, too new, too neurologically unformed to hold on to what goes on around them. So we go about our days, exhausted and doing our best, telling ourselves it's okay. They won't remember this. But here's what neuroscience has spent 30 years proving. Your baby remembers everything, not as a story they can tell, but in something far deeper and far more permanent than conscious memory. They remember it in their body, in their nervous system, in the neural architecture being constructed right now, in real time, by everything you do and everything you don't do. And the most extraordinary part? It isn't the big moments doing the most shaping, it's the small ones, the ordinary ones, the ones you do without thinking, sometimes a dozen times before lunch. Today, I'm walking you through 10 things you do every single day that your baby is recording at a level so deep it will shape who they become for the rest of their life. This isn't about guilt, it's about understanding. Because once you see what's actually happening inside your baby during these moments, you can't unsee it. And that changes everything. Number 1, the way you walk into the room. By 3 months old, your baby has already learned to anticipate you. Their brain is constantly building one critical prediction. What does it feel like when that person enters the room? Research from the University of Washington found that infants as young as 5 months old could distinguish between a parent who is truly arriving and a parent who is merely entering. One breath before you open that door shifts your nervous system just enough. Not perfection, presence. Number 2, whether you follow their gaze. Right now, your baby is staring at something. A patch of light, a shadow, something you can't identify. And you have a choice. Keep doing what you're doing, or look where they're looking. Harvard Center on the Developing Child calls this serve and return interaction. When a caregiver follows a baby's focus and names it, the neural pathways forming in that baby's prefrontal cortex are fundamentally different from what happens without that response. Language, empathy, executive function, all of it built through these tiny moments of shared attention. The child whose inner world is consistently followed becomes the adult who believes their inner world is worth noticing. Number 3, the sound of your voice when you're not talking to them. You're on the phone, the baby is nearby, you're not talking to them, just getting through adult life, and they are listening to everything. Researchers at the University of Oregon found that infants as young as 6 months showed measurable stress responses when they overheard adult conflict. Even while asleep, your baby is registering the entire emotional atmosphere of the space they inhabit. The ambient tone of your home is being absorbed into their baseline understanding of whether ordinary life feels safe or braced. Number 4, whether you name what they're feeling, your baby is frustrated. And your instinct is to say the most comforting thing you know. You're okay. You're fine. But when you say you're fine to a baby who is clearly not fine, a gap opens between what their body is experiencing and what the world is reflecting back. Repeated thousands of times, that gap becomes one of the earliest seeds of emotional confusion. You don't have to fix it, you just have to be accurate. That looks really frustrating, I'm right here. That single act of emotional accuracy is one of the most powerful investments you will ever make in your child's mental health. Number 5, how you handle your own hard moments in front of them. Your baby is studying you constantly. Their brain is running a continuous analysis of how the most important person in their world behaves when things get hard. Bruce Perry's research is clear. A child's capacity for self-regulation is built through observation, not instruction. The parent who takes a visible breath, who says out loud, "I need just one moment," who shows the return to calm rather than performing, never having left it, that parent is giving their child the most honest neurological curriculum available. Number 6, whether you put the phone down. When you're truly absorbed in your phone, your face goes still, unresponsive, blank, and your baby, who is monitoring your face dozens of times every hour as their primary source of information about whether the world is safe, registers that blankness as something alarming. Tronic's still face experiment showed that a neutral, unresponsive face was one of the most stressful things researchers could expose a baby to. Not a loud noise, not sudden movement, an absent human face Understanding what your face means to your baby changes the quality of every moment you choose to be present. Number 7, goodbyes. You're leaving, and someone told you sneaking out is kinder, it avoids the crying. But here's what actually happens. Your baby was anchored, content, and then, without warning, the person their brain is most fundamentally organized around simply vanishes. To their nervous system, this is not easier. It is a disappearance. And what gets encoded is that the people they love can vanish without warning. The research is consistent babies who experience predictable, acknowledged goodbyes develop more secure attachment than babies whose caregivers disappear without warning. The crying at a visible goodbye is not distress accumulating, it is distress releasing. Say goodbye, make it warm, make it a promise you keep. Number 8, how you respond when they get something wrong. Your baby falls, spills, fails at something they were trying, and your unguarded, involuntary response in that moment is teaching them how to feel about every mistake they will ever make. The baby met with warmth after a mess is learning that trying is safe, that love is not conditional on performance, that being imperfect in front of the people who matter is not dangerous. You don't have to manufacture cheerfulness. You just have to let your love be louder than your frustration most of the time. That is enough. Number 9, whether you repair, there will be moments you get it wrong. Tronick found that even the most devoted parents miss a tune around 30% of the time. And it is not the misattunement that shapes the child. It is what happens after. The repair, the coming back, the I was too tired and I wasn't as gentle as I wanted to be, and I love you. These repair cycles build something stronger than perfect attunement ever could, a nervous system that knows connection can be lost and found again, that the rupture is not the end of the story. Do not measure yourself by the moments you fell short. Measure yourself by the moments you returned. Number 10. The ordinary moments, you are fully there. This is the one no one talks about because it doesn't sound like anything. Just a Tuesday morning. Just a diaper change. Just the two of you in the quiet middle of an ordinary day. And you are there. Really there. Ruth Feldman's research on biological synchrony found that ordinary moments, fully inhabited, were the most predictive of lifelong emotional resilience. Not the perfect moments, the ordinary ones. Inhabited fully, your baby is not waiting for you to be extraordinary. They are simply, with their whole being, hoping you will be present, warm, looking at them like they are the most important thing in the room, which, if you let yourself feel it, they are. Every time you are fully there, every unremarkable Tuesday, every quiet moment between tasks, they are storing that in their body, in their nervous system, in the part of them that will one day decide, without knowing why, whether the world is a place they can trust. So here we are, 10 things. None of them cost money. All of them require the one thing you already have. Your presence. Your baby doesn't need a perfect parent. The research has never said that. What it says, consistently, is that babies need a parent who keeps showing up, who repairs, who comes back, who chooses them again and again in all the imperfect, ordinary ways that love actually looks. The moments your baby will carry for the rest of their life are not the ones you planned. They are the ones where they looked at you and you looked back, where they needed something and you came. That is enough. That has always been enough. If this changed even one moment of how you'll show up today, share it with another parent who needs to hear it, and subscribe, because this is exactly the kind of conversation we have every single week. I'll see you in the next one.